That's bullshit. We can't play no music. We gonna figure that shit out, bro. Because ain't no way we gonna be
Yeah,
here
I'm gonna have to look it up.
and never be able to play any music, man. Like that's I got to figure that out. I'll take a fine or figure out who I have to pay to get things done. But I'm gonna absolutely do that, and we're gonna absolutely do this anyway, man. Welcome in. This is Evolution of Wrestling, man. I've got my guy, my friend, my man, Mr. Alan Scott. What's good, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm chilling here, I'm sitting here doing shot shit.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm telling you, those doing shot shit shirts are gonna be coming out. That's a lot of stuff to say in a row. Doing shot shit shirts are coming out pretty soon, man. Alliteration aside, man. Welcome to it. I'm Rashad Taylor, man. This is After Hours on Evolution of Wrestling with the Shot. And the Shot right now is streaming on YouTube. So shout out to all the YouTube users out there and then want to kind of come in
Yeah,
and talk wrestling for us a little bit, and also some other little nerd shit that we kind of got in store for everybody. But you can also follow him at the_shot 7800, or you can follow me at TaylorMade503. So man, we out here, man. How's your week been, bro?
it's been pretty good. You know what I mean? I just been doing my thing and making that money.
Making
Keeping
that
that
money.
shit real. Yeah.
That's all we can do, bro. That's all. Now, real quick shot. Are you a salaried worker, salaried employee?
Nope. I'm hourly, and I get to do what I want to do, so it's great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm curious what people think if salary or hourly is kind of the way to go. See, I'm a salaried employee. I love it because shit, regardless of what happens, I'm gonna get paid. So, if I don't go to work because I was sick or if I, whatever, I'm still gonna be paid exactly the same, as if I weren't. So, man, I love salary. The only thing about salary is like ain't no overtime,
Facts.
right? So you were hourly, you work over 35, 40 hours a week, depending on where you were, what state you're in, then you're gonna be able to get that nice little overtime, time and a half, and even double time, holiday pay. All
That's
that
where
shit
it's
is
at. See, that's where it's at. Yeah.
all that shit is a real thing. The perk of having, I guess, the one perk to have being salary is the fact that like shit, it's not gonna change. I'm gonna get this. I can expect this check to look like this every month or every couple weeks or however you get paid, man. I get paid once a month, which
That's
is
a
tough.
shame.
Which is tough, but that check comes at the end of the month. It's like, okay, it's like tax season every month. Like, oh, you see that check? It's like, oh shit, all right, man. But then you start divvying stuff up. Like, man,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to move here in a minute. So let's talk about how much of a scam it is to move, bro. Like,
I
they
hate
make
moving,
it
nigga. I
possible.
did that shit like fucking 15 times in my lifetime. Moving sucks, dude.
Move. So, um, one of the most stressful things that a person can do is move. Like here, I'm gonna pull up uh most stressful things in a person's life. Most stressful life events. Can you guess what the top five are?
Marriage. Is it one? Is that number one, or is it in the top five? Being married.
Well, hold on one second. It's all of a sudden okay. It is in there. Marriage is
Isn't
number two.
it's number two? Oh
Yes.
shit! I don't know. Number
No,
one
divorce is
isn't
number two.
divorce. Who?
Divorce is number two.
Divorce is number two. So
Yes.
marriage and divorce, you putting them hand in hand, or is marriage
Well, I
on the
mean,
list at
marriage.
all?
I mean, you say marriage, so I assume we're talking divorce as far as you know, most stressful things a person can go through.
No, because a divorce is going to happen and then it's over. Marriage can last a lifetime.
It can. It can. I guess it was more so if you're asking somebody what's more stressful, being married or being divorced, having done both, I'm definitely going to say being divorced or getting divorced, going through a divorce. Like not necessarily the act of, not necessarily being a divorced person, but somebody who has you gone through that paperwork, you went to court, you showed up, you argued in front of the judge, you split whatever things you have between you, and so all that stuff is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, divorce is number 3. Divorce or breakup. So
I didn't
what do
have
you
any of that shit. When I got divorced, I had none of that shit. Like it was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It was it. I had to sign the papers and that was it. I ain't go to court or none of that shit.
bro, that's what's up. Like that's good. Things may work a little bit differently, because I know it's a lot of men. It's probably like, damn, I wish my shit could have went like that. But in most cases, especially if there's kids involved,
None of that.
that shit is gonna take some time.
That shit was
Okay, so
good.
you've got divorce, and there's
Yeah.
a couple lists. One of them it's 2, one of them it's 3. So it really, it's up for your interpretation. But let's just say it's one of the most stressful things you can do. What are the top 5 though? Because all the top 5 is the same. They're just in different orders.
Oh, you said something about breaking up and shit. I don't know,
Well,
man.
marriage,
Look.
divorce, breakup, like same shit.
Oh, I said, man, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I can't even come up with shit. Uh,
So number 1 is death of a loved one. So most
oh,
stressful thing a person can
see,
go
'cause
through.
yeah, I wasn't even thinking on those levels. Yeah,
Yeah. Number 2 is divorce. Number uh 3 is moving. When you think of how much of a money suck it is for somebody to move, bro, like
yeah. I mean, I guess it depends. Also, that's kind of relative. It depends.
yeah, I mean, let's just say like, in my case, getting married soon, gonna be moving soon, gonna be, doing the whole thing. Gotta find a place. And whenever you move in, you know what I'm saying? If you're renting, you're paying first and last month. If you're buying a house, you pay much more than, the normal kind of rent and everything like that. So you're paying for that. You're paying for moving costs. I'm 40 now, bro. I don't move shit no more.
Eh,
I pay somebody to do that for me.
that's what I'm gonna do next time I move.
Yeah, man, I've been lucky enough and blessed enough to have just enough to make sure I can get somebody to do this shit for me. So yeah, so gotta find the place, pack all your shit, decide what you're keeping, what you're throwing away, hire somebody to either come throw the shit away or get a dump, which a dumpster is 3, 4, $500, depending on where you at to dump. You just jump your shit in so people can take it away, or take it to a dump where they weigh it and all that stuff. You got to do that. Then I gotta get ready to actually move the shit into a new spot, take everything out of a box, put it back in its new space. That's a
I
lot.
like that part.
Okay, so do you like having to call and get your internet and your power or your water or your whatever transferred to this new space because you're no longer in that one? Going to the DMV to change your address on your fucking or doing it online.
No, I don't. I don't. I hate the DMV. All the
Yeah,
other shit. If I have to do it over the phone, then that's yeah, whatever. That's cool.
yeah.
But I hate going to the DMV. Fuck
So
the DMV.
just the stress of having to do all the stuff. Take the bed together. If you have multiple beds, kids, put that bed to help put that bed together, that one and yours and that one. You know,
I hate every single fucking aspect of moving except for when it's finally over and I get to make it my own. That shit. That's
and mind you, that's the payoff, right? That's the
right.
payoff. Like you've
That's
been
it.
stressed about this shit forever, probably months, in some cases, multiple months or even a couple years to where you really find a space that you, and in my case, a family, you know what I'm saying, are going to kind of call home for a little bit. And like this shit is, and everywhere you go, like if you are renting, let's just for all the renters out there, if you are renting, then there is probably an application fee at every spot that you apply for.
Yeah, that
As
shit's
low as
fucking that's so
$25 to as
corny,
much as
man.
100 something.
Like, why the fuck do they do that shit?
Yeah,
That's
all that shit. So you think about just having to have that extra money. If you're doing all the moving and shit yourself, you got to pay for a U-Haul. Then you got to pay for the stuff, and you got to find. You ain't buying boxes. You got to go ask people, man. Do you have some boxes that we can
yeah,
get? We can keep. Like all the whole thing is just
I got a good connect with
ongoing.
though, so I ain't got no problem with that. I got the connect.
Yeah, more. Yeah, well, I definitely need your connect. The other ones are major illness or injury. Okay, like what I mean, going through
Yeah.
something.
Oh, see, because I haven't thought about that because I really haven't had any of that type of shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're knocking on wood for that,
Facts.
man. But one of them we all had, which is job loss. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
you know,
that's
if you were an hourly employee, and I'm not sure how it was for you during COVID, but like, was there a moment where it was like, man, I'm not working as much, or I don't know if that happened to you at all?
during COVID, I was blessed to stay home and get paid.
see, this is where, and a lot of
It was like a
people.
month or it was a while. I was at
I,
home just getting
so
paid weekly.
I was also lucky enough to be still be getting paid. However, like for me, I was nervous that they might not never bring my job back. I was working with the I was working with the youth development organization at that point, and working inside the school. Like that was my kind of home base, was inside of a high school, and then school shuts down for damn near 2 years. And so it was like,
Damn.
are we ever going to work? Is this going to happen? Are they going to shut? And then you're seeing all these businesses shut down. It's like, oh shit, like, is this going to happen? Is this going to shut down type thing? So there was some definite worry for me. And so I remember this one time, I'm going to tell a story, bro. So
Gotcha.
I was working for this community center for a long time. And, I was blowing trees majorly, you know what I mean? Like, all the time, not at work or anything like that, or like before work, but I did smoke, you know what I mean? And so this girl at the, like another kind of youth development spot, like, just really across the street, was like, I want you to come work with me. Like, I think you'd be great. I think you're this, you have neighborhood, whatever. It was like, okay, like, cool. See the job offer, see what it is. Man, cool. Like, hell yeah. You just gonna give this to me if I apply? Like, basically, so it's a done deal, right? They called me and was like, oh, you've passed this part. Now you have to take your drug screening. And like, my face like turned white, bro. I took these niacin pills.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo. That's a fact, bro. Yeah.
Holy shit. So for all the younger people, there were these like charcoal pills that you could take, and if you took too many of them, it was bad. But you could potentially clear out your system and everything like that, and piss.
It was another thing too. It's a duo. If you take niacin, and it was another thing, I forgot the name. Golden Seal. Niacin and Golden Seal.
Golden Seal. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
You're
kind of
good.
like in the same family, you know what I mean? Or you could get the fake urine, you know what I'm saying,
I
and
ain't doing
use
all
that.
that. I
Yeah,
ain't
and
doing all
use
that.
that and everything like that. So here's the cold part. Like, we had just had this huge snowstorm here. And so nobody was able to move, because I was like, I got the little thing to get to get somebody's pee, keep it warm, everything, go take the test, be all good. Snowstorm, nobody's moving. I don't live in Oregon this point. At this point, I live in Vancouver. Like, nobody's crossing a bridge in the snowstorm to come give me like clean, like it just wasn't working. And so I had to take it like the next day. And here's the cool part. One of the clinics was 3 blocks down the street from me. And they were like, man, we need it within like 48 hours. We know these clinics are going to close at this time because of the snow. And they're going to like, fuck, man. So, bro, I took 15, 20 niacin pills, bro. Like,
Yo.
I drank vinegar.
I was about to say
I drank.
you have to flush. You had to drink a lot of water to get that
Oh
down.
man, I drank like literally almost a case. I think right around a case of like bottled water. Just
I feel you, bro.
knocking each one of them down.
I
Clearly
feel
didn't
you.
pass the test, bro.
Really? Not
Didn't
even after that? I did that
pass the test.
shit.
So here's,
I had 2 gallons of water, and I took the niacin and the Golden Seal, and I drank 2 gallons of water,
bro, I
and
was smoking a
and
lot.
I barely I passed, but I barely passed. Like,
I was
so was I.
I was
I was
smoking a lot, and it
This was
did
when I was
work.
in my 20s. This is
You
it.
know,
That's all I was doing,
and
and
really,
I passed that shit.
if you're ever taking a piss test, they look at levels,
Mhm.
necessarily like, where are you? If it's low, that means you're some poppy seed dressing or a muffin. Anything can be like that. But if it's a certain point, it's like, oh, you really, really smoking. So I did all that stuff. I'm so confident. I'm so confident, in fact, that I've already quit my other job, because they were doing like layoffs and stuff like that. And I was on that. Fuck that. I don't need that shit anyway. Like, I got me a new gig, and I saw, like I said, when I saw how much they would pay me, I was like, oh man, fuck what they talking about. Let's move on. So I've already quit this job over here. I get a call from this job within 3 days. Snow's melted, everything. They're like, everything's gone. It's like, yeah, man, we can't hire you. And I'm like, well, what happened? It's like, oh, your drug test. And I was like, oh. And so instantly I'm like, oh man, like, what am I? I've already quit this job. And then I had to go back and was like, hey man, is it still something available at this point? It was like, bro, You know, we had to cut stuff, and when you said you was leaving, it was like, man, that's a nice chunk that we can, you know, save and not have to, you know, really fire anybody if somebody quit. So I sat at home, and that's when I got fat.
Oh shit.
I was nice, slim, in shape, you know what I'm saying? Everything. That happened. I think I was home for like 3 months, bro. Through 2.5 months, and I was just, oh, I was sick, fam.
That's
Sick.
fucked up, bro.
It was bad, man. So I know how bad a loss of a job is. Have you ever lost a job, been fired for something?
Not quite, but yeah, in a way. Uh, but it was funny to me because I didn't really give a fuck. I was a teenager, and this was like fast food, so I ain't give a shit.
Oh, of
But
course.
I was working at McDonald's, and I was young. I was like 16 and shit. And so, but I had from some friends and family that was working there and all that shit. But then they all left, migrated to a different fast food restaurant. So I'm like, come on, why y'all leaving? So I decided to put my 2 weeks notice in over here and try to go over there to this other fast food restaurant, Hardee's. So um, I apply, I get hired, I put in my schedule, and I told them I can't work this day, this Saturday, and they put me on the schedule anyway, and I didn't show up. But I was on the schedule for the next day, which was Sunday. So I showed up, and they was like, "You don't work here." I was like, "All right, cool, I'm out," and that was it.
Don't need that anymore. Yeah. I've quit
And
some
then
jobs.
I went back to my other job because I was smart by putting the 2 weeks notice in.
Yeah,
So
I've
I was like, "Can I get back in here?" I was like, "Of course." So yeah.
Yeah, I've quit some jobs. I was one I feel bad about now, but I was able to kind of make up with the person that I quit on, you know, a little bit later in life. But I was young. I would think I was 19 at this point, and I was working for this big this like not a big but like a stadium that we have here. We
Mhm.
used to play football in it for high school, but then it became like a baseball stadium for like the double A baseball team here called the Pick or called the Beavers, right? The Portland Beavers. And so Beaver games would crack, bro. During the summer, there's a beer gardens, everything like that. Man, everybody's coming from this downtown Portland, like so it's booming, right? During the summer, and I'd be there selling hot dogs. And I actually worked with this dude that was on the Jerry Springer show. And I ended up looking it up later and was like, oh shit, he really was on the Jerry Springer show. It was pretty tight. And then yeah, so um I'm working there every day, and the lady that's in charge is like so rude to me all the time, and you know, it's always really condescending and saying rude shit, and I was kind of like, I let it go all
Mhm.
summer, and then I asked, it was like, you know, it's like a week before, and you have to put in like 2 weeks if you want to, you know, get like any time off or whatever because the schedule's already made. I'm like, all right, cool, but it's like a week before, and I knew she hadn't made the schedule yet, and I was like, hey, curious if I can get this Friday or next Friday off because you know I'm going to that game. I got tickets for that. There's like a HBCU football game that was happening there. It was like a battle of the bands and all type of shit. So it was lit. Like it was popping in Portland. And she was like, no, like there's a lot of schedules already made and I need my regular Friday people and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I go back to school in like 3 weeks. I think I'm done working here. And so I worked the next couple of days to be able to get my check. Because if you work until Wednesday, they cut checks on Thursday. You can pick them shits up Friday.
Nice.
Cool. So I'm like, all right, I'm going on Friday. I'm gonna just get my check before I go. You know, when the game starts or whatever, before the game. So walk
Mhm.
in, and I was like, she was like, I didn't see you yesterday. I was like, oh no, you're not gonna see me anymore. Yes, I'm going back to school. So she's like, somebody's in a bad mood. It's like, hey man, you can just give me my check. You know, that would be awesome, and I'll be out of your hair. And so she reluctantly handed me the shit. I walked off. It was a little short, but I was like, you know what? Don't even care, man. You can keep that shit. But yeah, so I've quit a couple jobs like that. I want to have a really cool stage, a really cool quit. Fuck you, fuck.
Yeah,
But the truth is, I like
you're cool.
yeah, I really like a lot of the people that I end up working with. It's usually this one person at the top that makes it weird. But people don't
Yeah,
leave jobs; they leave managers. You know,
yeah.
that's what they've said. So,
And, yo, I
um,
left a job. They was trying to fire me because I ain't catch nobody stealing. I'm like, what kind of shit is this, man?
oh yeah, It
You gonna
was
fire me because I ain't catch nobody? Like, what do you want
people
me to do?
stealing.
Yeah, like I worked at a dollar store in South Philly. This when I was not South Philly. This was I think it was West Oakland when I was younger. And that shit, man, motherfuckers wanted me to catch like somebody stealing. Like, ain't why y'all got cameras and everything. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm just here trying to stock shelves and make sure everybody put their shit up. Like, nah. But anyway, so I quit that job.
Yo, I feel you. So to all the jobs we ever quit, we hope you're doing well. But to those managers, kind of fuck you a little bit. But if you're
If I
cool, you're cool. But most of y'all is the reason that we didn't, didn't stay there. So that's neither here nor there. The show is called Evolution of Wrestling, and damn it, we got some wrestling to talk about, man. That's what we do.
yeah,
For those that ask, because I do get messages every now and then, how come y'all don't ever talk AEW? And my
I don't watch it,
my
so I
first
can't
answer
talk
is
about
why.
it.
You know, uh,
I
why
don't. I
watch
don't watch it.
AEW is it's a big spot fest. Like it's not like compelling wrestling to me. It's like really, really indie stuff is cool. And I think there's certain indie dudes that, they can do everything. And they're the ones that typically make it. But just like I don't want to see 50 super kicks, which is the reason I hated the Jimmy J match. Like I don't want to see a bunch of super kicks. I don't want to see a bunch of like every spot is a high flying spot. Like, come on, man. You got to figure out, how to tell the story without all the what they're calling now the flippity flop stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah.
So I'm not a big ACW, or excuse me, AEW, big ACW guy, but not a big AEW guy, man. I want to be, I want to, because there are some great wrestlers over there. There are some cool stories over there, but it's the end. I think it's cool for wrestlers to have ideas. Yes, have your idea. Let's bring it here. Let's work together right around it. But I feel like everybody in AEW has their own. This is what we're gonna do tonight, and
Hmm.
regardless of what they're gonna do, like this is and there's no real like connecting story anywhere. And anywhere there is a connecting story, it's it's kind of weird, It's kind of like the Adam Copeland and Christian match was,
I heard he made him quit. That's all I know.
yeah. So it was a great, more than that, it was a great story. Um, but other than that, I'm trying to like the Adam Cole MJF storyline. I'm still trying to understand where that's going all the way. The Young Bucks are probably the dumbest motherfuckers on earth. Um, I don't know what it is about Tony Khan wanting to make WWE so much money, so much more money, but stop talking about us, bro. Stop. If you're WWE, you're like, bro, get off our nuts. Like, we get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are your own thing, but WCW made the mistake in always mentioning WWE every week. WWE was already moved on to their own thing. We're not thinking about, whatever y'all doing over there no more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's like Tony Khan and the Young Bucks and whoever else is in charge over there. It's looking bad. I give AEW 5 years. I give them
What
5 more years.
What did you think about them showing the CM Punk?
You just made money for WWE. You made money. You made Jack Perry #1 look like soft as shit. There's nothing you can say about that. And let's not forget, we got to stop acting like CM Punk is just this pushover, like whatever dude. Like, dude competed in MMA, which
Mhm.
means in most cases against most people, he's probably going to win that fight. Like, I mean, you every week you are grappling, you're learning holds, you're learning strikes, you're learning stuff that normal people aren't doing,
Right.
even professional wrestlers. So in most cases, I see CM Punk whooping somebody's ass, right? Like, you know what
Seems
I
like
mean?
it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but Jack Perry made him look soft. He's already a little guy, and so it made him look even smaller. He's lost any credibility. Only thing he can do is now is stay in Japan and really like get hit as hard as you can let them throw you into flaming thumbtacks or whatever the case is, because you need to be able to show that you're tougher than you kind of proved against CM Punk. And even if Punk was wrong, he just comes out like, you guys are that obsessed with me and I'm not even there anymore. It's been like, what, 8 months since that happened? A year?
I don't know, but it's been a
Yeah.
long time.
You're still talking about that, and he's in the main event picture over here. Like, we don't care about what you're doing or what you want to do. So I don't know. AEW has always been just a little, they're JV, and they're trying so hard to keep up with Big Brother that it's kind of pathetic. Just do your own thing. Just do your own thing, man. Like, just be you. The reason TNA was great, because even though they had a bunch of WWE guys, they weren't trying to be them. Like,
Yeah,
they weren't mentioning, they would mention certain things like about being champion or who they've beaten or whatever the case is, but they weren't like so concerned with what they were doing over there to where it impacted how they did programming there.
yeah.
Like, everything about TNA was all TNA. Kurt Angle was better in TNA than he was in WWE.
Yeah. I can't disagree.
Kurt Angle, like if you really looking at, so there are two people, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, that were better after they were, had their initial runs. Shawn Michaels, obviously, the character is who we fell in love with at that point. That's when we fell in love with Shawn Michaels, was the sexy boy, all the shit he had on when he came out and everything. He was cool as fuck and everything. He had good matches and he was good, but the motherfuckers he was wrestling, like, they were good, but Diesel and Vader and and Yokozuna, all great, Biggs, British Bulldog, Brett, that's kind of the guys that he was beating, at that point. All great, but as he got older and came back from the back thing, it was RVD, matches with RVD, matches with Booker T, matches with Randy Orton, Ric Flair, he got a chance to do that. Great matches against Batista, that whole little story, the JBL line he had all these different rivalries in between, that Chris Jericho, at WrestleMania, so he had all these other great rivalries. And I kind of see, a lot of that with Shawn Michaels and other person we were just talking about, bro. I was talking about. I forget this motherfucker's name already. HBKN, Littering Ann, Littering Ann.
I forgot too.
Kurt
That's
Angle,
up.
excuse me.
Oh
Kurt
yeah.
Angle, thank you. Kurt Angle at that point,
Oh
he was
shit.
known in TNA, but he was, as
I
a
was gone.
wrestler and the people he was having matches with, brilliant. You can only have so many matches with John Cena and be good, but he was able to really have a bunch of great rivalries with a bunch of people. The Sting rivalry was good. So yeah, man. So those are two guys that were better after. I don't know if that's anybody from AEW, at this point, but we don't talk about that much. But that's why we don't ever talk about AEW, because why?
I don't fucking watch it. That's pretty much it for me. I don't really watch it.
Well,
I did watch TNA, but I don't watch AEW.
so what we do watch is Monday Night Raw, and right now the Judgment
Yeah,
Day is running rampant through Raw, and man, there may be some trouble though for the Judgment Day at this point. We saw Rhea Ripley had to relinquish her title, and that sucked. That sucked. If you're a fan of, especially the women's brand and what they've been able to do, Rhea has been golden.
that's not good. 380 days. They said 380 days.
Yeah,
And just because of Liv Morgan, wasn't it? Liv Morgan
yeah, threw
injured
that
her.
chair at her head.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
Yeah,
That's not
it
cool.
wasn't. It
I know
wasn't.
she was hurt. She was hurt.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
not even physically. Like
oh yeah, nobody wants to, nobody wants to leave it like that. Nobody wants to. You want to get beaten for the title. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You want somebody to 1, 2, 3. You want to get pinned, or you don't want to have to give it up because you got hurt. That's always the weakest thing, and that always turns. It's always turned a bad guy into a good guy, or in between there. Everybody hates Roman Reigns. He gets booed out of the building. He wins the title, tells the world he has cancer. Oh, Roman, are you serious? Like, and then we can't help but to love him, when he comes back and everything. It's just kind of, those moments, not comparing Rhea's injury to Roman having leukemia. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, when you're Finn Balor and you just win the title and you have to hand it over, like, yes, now we love you even more. We can't wait for you to come back because we know it's going to be huge. Rhea's probably, I've said it before, she's the biggest star on Raw. I mean, Cody is there. Everybody not named Cody Rhodes. It's Rhea Ripley, then Jay. Honestly, I think Seth Rollins is maybe the fifth most popular person on that roster, when he was there and active. If we're being real, like, the coldest thing about Seth, he's a great wrestler, but the best thing about him is his music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that's the best thing about
That
Seth Rollins. Like,
that's what everybody gets involved in. It's catchy and
yeah,
everybody wants to sing it. So
yeah. And so, I mean, I get it. It makes a whole lot of sense. You know what I mean? But when you start going through, like, the roster, like, he might have been fifth, maybe, and sixth, depending on who you're talking to. But Rhea was definitely second to me. It was Cody, Rhea, and then kind of you can start putting in Jay or, whoever, you want to at that point, but
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of one of those things. So that's going to be a big blow for the women's division,
facts.
especially on Raw. Like,
So they said the title's going to be up for grabs on Monday, though. Who do you think is going to win?
I mean, it makes sense to put it on Liv and have her be the one to walk around with it for a little bit, but it also makes sense to give it to somebody else and make Liv work for it before she gets it, and then, kind of present her as a credible champion before Rhea comes back and eventually takes it, But yeah, so
I don't know how they're going to put it on the line, but if Liv gets it, how do you think she's going to win it? Because if it's more than one person involved, it's going to be more than just. It's going to be like a, I don't know. It might be a tournament or something. Like, I don't know. But
well, I don't. Is there a women's faction anywhere on Raw? I don't think there is.
uh, what? Not is Piper Niven. Piper Niven? Where's she on? Is she on SmackDown? Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. They're on SmackDown or on Raw? I
Uh,
forgot.
I think they're on Raw. Oh, yes, I think they're on Raw.
I know that's one. There might be a couple, but I don't. Well, that's a tag team, but I don't think there is like a faction.
So, I mean, and especially, the Damage Control being on SmackDown,
They don't.
it
Yeah,
wouldn't, it
that's
wouldn't
kind of what
shock
I thought.
me if they were even traded to Raw. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's the other thing. The draft, man.
Yeah.
What's up? What's going on with that?
I mean, I love the idea that they have two shows. I think that's the way you're supposed to go. Like, I still think Raw needs to go back to 2 hours. I don't think they need 3 hours, but maybe moving to Netflix will change, some of that stuff. But
They'll probably make 3 hours worth it on Netflix.
uh, I mean, because you still got to put wrestling in there. You still have to put good, wrestlers. And I don't know if I don't know if Raw has 3 hours worth of great wrestlers.
That's true. I don't really prefer the 3 hour thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know
And
if
I
they're gonna
like
be able to do it.
SmackDown because I get and then by honestly, I got other things to do for 3 hours. Like, I mean, and so watching Raw isn't one of them, for 3 hours. Like 2 hours on Friday night, you got my attention, from 5 to 8, or, I get it at 8, but sometimes I watch a little earlier. Got my attention. But as far as the draft, Cody, I think they've already posted Cody on the SmackDown roster. He is their champion, so he's probably going to the 2 hour show. I did see Judgment Day getting traded to SmackDown and Cody being traded to Raw. I feel like they need him on Monday nights. So, and I think Damian Priest is good enough to be able to kind of hold the Judgment Days, Judgment Day's place there for a little bit, at least until the Tribal Chief decides to, come back and take what's his. Fu Savvy in the building. What's going on, brother?
Yeah. What up? What up?
Yeah. So, So yeah, man. What about you? I'm not really sure what to make of the draft at this point, but I do expect to see some big names somewhere go.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like it's. I was thinking the same things along that line. Like Cody does have to go to Raw. It seems like they have to flip flop that. And the Bloodline are and Jay. Like, is Jay going to go? Where's Jay going to go? Like, is Jay going to go back to SmackDown to be a part of the Bloodline, the new Bloodline? If they're going to do that, like, uh, I don't know, man. It's just yeah, the possibilities are endless, and WWE likes to shake things up when it comes to the draft,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's going to get crazy.
I hope they keep Jay right where he's at. You know what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't want Jay to get too gimmicky though. Like, I mean, I don't want it to. We got the Yeet thing. Okay, that's your thing. Take it and everything, but I don't want Jay to become too our truth.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
WWE has a way of turning cool black dudes corny. I think
yeah.
when Bobby Lashley start coming out and going, done, bro. You've ruined the mystique of you being cool and this badass because the badass doesn't do what the crowd is doing, doesn't try to. So that's I thought that was going. Whenever they make the black people do something corny, it's like, oh, here we go, here we go. So, yeah. So the Judgment Day, man. I still don't know what's his name's role is. What's the big head guy, McDonough?
JD McDonough.
Don't
Yeah,
know what his role is in the Judgment Day.
they're saying he is a member. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I don't know what he's
Dominic
supposed to do.
is really the only one. Like Dominic is so smooth. Like everything he does in the ring, like he's really good, bro. Like really, really fucking good, man. It's crazy. Like watching him, and I know we spoke about this before. He's like Eddie.
Yeah,
He moves like Eddie. Like the way he does. Like he has a move Eddie used to do all the time, which was he'd springboard into the ring and then give like a what's the word, like not a plancha, but like a rolling thunder, rolling dive type thing.
oh
But
yeah,
the way he does it, there's a quick little pause before he hits it, and it's like, man, that's fucking Eddie, bro.
Mhm.
Like everything you do reminds me of that fool, and so you can tell he was his favorite wrestler. Like you can tell when you watch him, like you know what I'm saying. Eddie was his guy,
Yeah,
um, but outside of that, um, you know what I mean. I don't know, like Finn Balor has to get back in the title picture. That's why I think this is good for the Judgment Day because when we talked about trouble at the end of Raw this past week, I don't know if you saw it, there was a little bit of a stare down for a bit between Finn Balor and fucking
Damian Priest.
Priest, and so that was kind of weird. Everybody was get a little standoff about that, but it only lasts for a minute, but that's all it takes. It just takes just long enough to put it in people's minds that like Finn might be a little jealous. Finn might want that and everything. So yeah, man. So I'm thinking there's a lot to happen with the Judgment Day. We'll definitely see how things kind of shake out for them. But as long as Finn, I mean, it was gonna with Rhea being the world champion and then Finn, and then excuse me, Damian Priest being that was going to run Raw. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, and
that
so it
was
was like,
gonna be that was gonna be dope as fuck, man.
yeah. And like I said, I could have saw the Judgment Day being traded to SmackDown
Mhm.
and Raw getting Bailey at that point. I felt like that could have been I felt like that could have been really, really powerful to take both the women's in this one faction and everything, eventually get them the tag titles and then give them a bloodline type of push. And now when the bloodline comes back, you have this eventual stare down, maybe even at the war games between the Judgment Day and the Bloodline.
Yeah,
So we'll see. A lot to see, a lot to know about. But speaking of Bloodline, there's a guy that's really doing his thing. Is it Jay Uso's time to get his man? Like, is this it for Jay? Is this what he's been waiting for as far as being on the top of the mountain? Shot, I start with you, bro. What do you think?
uh, I said it earlier. I don't know. It's to me, it still seems like it might be too early for that.
Tell me
I
why.
know. I don't know. It's just a thing for me. Like I know a lot of people love Jay. I love Jay. Don't get me wrong. I love Jay, but I'm just not ready to see him become champion yet. It doesn't feel like it's been built up enough. It doesn't seem like it's like hot enough. Like I don't know. It's just I don't know. It just doesn't seem like now is the time. Like I understand he's been through stuff, but it hasn't been that rough for him. Like it just seems like now they would just be giving him the title because he's popular instead of actually facing real adversity.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like he's Jay is gonna get it, just not now, and just not anytime soon. I feel like the first title he's gonna get is gonna be like an Intercontinental or U.S. title. Like I could see him being the one to kind of beat Logan Paul, or what I'm saying, one of those guys. But it's gonna be a minute because they have to give Cody his run. They have to give, if they want to keep him, they got to give Drew his run. And it's expired. His contract expires in like 6 weeks. They've got to give CM Punk his run. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's some people that are in line. It just doesn't make sense for Jay to be there. So Jay just needs to win an individual title for now.
And it
Because
wouldn't make sense for him to beat Cody now because Cody is the good guy. So you
no,
can't have a good guy versus good guy, and then Jay beats Cody. Like then what happens with the rest of that? Like no,
yeah. So
it's now's not the time.
no, so they're definitely not going to do. They're not going to rob the people of Cody just yet. So it's going to be one of those things. So it's. I think people are looking too far ahead at Jay being the world champion. However, we've seen what guys been able to do with the Intercontinental or U.S. title. Gunther. Who else was a really good? The Miz was a really good Intercontinental champion. As long as you're willing to wrestle every week and try to that's a cold belt to hold and everything. So one of those two would be good for Jay. But yeah, I think it's his time to get his. And if he does it right next year, when we talk Royal Rumble, maybe it's Jay that wins. Maybe after all the everything, maybe it's Jey Uso that gets his shot. Or, I would like to see a redo of WrestleMania between Jimmy and Jay.
I definitely want to see that again. They need to do a part two at like SummerSlam or something like that because this
Because that
WrestleMania
left a bad
wasn't
taste in
shit.
everybody's mouth. Pause.
Wasn't shit. No
That
didn't.
wasn't. Uh, that was not a good match. And I think they owe everybody a redo because with not, I don't want to see one super kick. I don't want to see one. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
no. Yeah. That would be amazing
Yeah, not
if they
one,
did
man.
that. If they did that, put on a match with no super kicks.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
So, and speaking of Jay and speaking of Jimmy, man, the bloodline looks like when you think they're down, here they come. They've added one more member. They've taken one out. Tama Tonga, of New Japan glory. Actually, a few people are talking about this, which is weird. One of the two founding members
The Bullet Club.
of the Bullet Club, the other one being Prince David. Is it David or David? I can never.
I don't know.
I think it's David, but who we know as Finn Balor, who is the
Yeah.
leader of the Bullet Club. Tama Tonga is the son of Haku, who is I want to say adopted or by that family long ago, and so he is a part of the bloodline. And I wish he had kept his long hair, but I mean I see why he cut it, but he's looking cut up these days. He's looking and like he's in great shape, so. Tama Tonga was really a problem, especially if I did watch New Japan. Sometimes I do just want to see people wrestle.
Yeah.
And New Japan is wrestling. Like, what I mean? If they had commentators, American commentators, it'd be through the roof. Seriously, like the stories, the things they tell. There's a reason AEW keeps going to get everybody from New Japan. It's like they just, they're really, really fucking good. But he's a diesel truck. He's what every strong big member of the Anawai family is. He's what you expect. of those guys. So
Yeah.
he was much bigger, not much bigger, but bigger. But now he's a little more slim and everything like that. So, um, but man, it looks like Solo is assuming the reins.
Is he, or is he leading the way for The Rock?
I mean, he could be leading the way for the final boss, but I think we've been seeing Solo for a long time. Not reject the authority, but being like Roman, like say something, this nigga will look like, huh? Like, yeah, you might want to chill,
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah, I've seen all
So
those faces. That was funny.
it's been a lot of them. I'm even back to the tag team match they had at Money in the Bank, I think it was against the Usos, and he's telling them to tag him and screaming at him. He's looking at him like, "What, bro? Like, I will murder you," type thing. So,
Hmm.
I think he's kind of assuming power, which hopefully means that they're going to give him a better run than they've given him. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense for let him beat John Cena, have this big over moment, and then like job him out every week on TV. Like,
Right.
it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't win every week, like you should still win some.
Right.
And like it feels like he wasn't winning anything. So hopefully this puts him on a winning streak that, as far as the story that they need. But I'm
Facts.
liking where the Judgment Day, or excuse me, where this bloodline, could possibly go. I don't want them to pull Jay back into it. I want them to keep Jay and Jimmy separate so they can do their own thing. But yeah, I mean, there's gonna be more people. We keep seeing Zilla Fatu, who I think is their cousin, or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yep, yep.
Yeah, we keep seeing.
Well, no, if his last name Fatu, ain't that a brother? They're Fatus.
Is it? Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I think. Oh, yeah, younger brother.
Yeah.
So, and he's on the indie scene making noise. So, the bloodline can only get, can only get deeper, and we'll see what happens. But Roman Reigns still got to come back at some point, right?
Yeah.
Is this his doing, or is this everybody else kind of starting their own shit? And people
I
want to
don't.
see her.
He ain't bring Tama Tonga back. I mean, he ain't bring him into the fold. I don't think Roman had anything to do with that.
No, well, they said courtesy of the tribal chief. So we'll see, or whatever they say about the tribal chief told him to do it.
He ain't
But
even let Paul talk to the tribal chief.
he didn't need to talk, bro. I just told you. That's what he said, man. What you mean? You're not trusting me. So yeah. So we'll see how things turn out. SmackDown has always been really interesting and compelling. So whoever's writing for SmackDown, who is the writer for SmackDown?
I don't know, but it is the Rock show, so
Yeah. So
you can
well,
say that too.
but yeah, and also
But
being 2 hours, I think it's easier to write a 2 hour show than it is to write a 3 hour show.
of course, yeah,
So
I would say so.
yeah. Man, you been listening to much music lately?
Nothing really new, but I've been hearing the buzz about what's going on in the rap world these days, and they talking about the big three, but I hear it's only one of them out there. What's the Big Me? Who that is? Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's the big stepper. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So if you've been following along, there's been shots traded, for years actually between these dudes. They're just real. Nobody ever says anybody's name, which is why I'm not a big fan of this era of rap.
yeah.
Like they used to be like, man, fuck you, Snoop, or fuck you, whatever. Like I'm talking to you just to make sure that we don't get it confused. Eyes on you.
Mhm,
Now it's like all these subs, and I'll say shot and everything, and better go get some Scots, like
mhm,
tissue.
mhm,
Your family won't miss you.
mhm,
Bar. I just thought of that off the top of the dome. But that's what they'll do. But they won't
mhm.
actually say a person's name, you know what I'm saying, in anything as
Facts.
far as what they're talking about. So it's a little kind of like, why do I got to sit through all these subliminals as opposed to you just saying, man, first off, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim.
That's what came to my
I
mind.
can click with
Exactly.
them, you claim to be a
Yes.
player, but we know who you're talking to. Like,
Yeah.
let's make it Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some mark
Mark
ass bitch.
ass bitches. Yeah. He said names. That's
I'm
exactly
talking
what
to
I was
you.
thinking of.
I'm talking to you. That's what I
Yeah.
want to see right now. And Drake actually entered the chat. So J. Cole decided he didn't want to be a part of the beef. I'm sorry, guys. Can't do it. Don't want to do it. Couldn't sleep because of it. I'm like, man, if you don't get your ass out of here, J. Cole, I don't want to hear nothing you talking about, bro. So he's out. I thought that was weak to me. I don't care. Like, I know people are like, man, it was heavy on his heart and he couldn't do it. And it's because he didn't want to, like, he was losing sleep. How are motherfuckers losing sleep from a friendly rap battle? Like, this isn't
Facts.
Biggie and Pac.
Facts.
Right? This ain't
Ain't
Gucci
no
Mane.
danger. There's no danger.
Yeah, this ain't Gucci Man and Jeezy. Like, this ain't 50 in game. Like, nobody's getting shot
Or
over.
50 in Ja Rule.
Yeah, nobody's getting shot over any of this stuff. Like, what are you talking about? Like, rap more than any other genre of music. R&B does this a little bit. Like, R&B is a lot of dirty macking, for the most part. And that's what it is. I'm trying
Who
to,
beefing in R&B? Where the
no.
beef at?
Oh, well, Quavo and Chris Brown got beef right now. I couldn't tell you what it's
I ain't
over.
no shit.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what it's over, but apparently there's smoke between Quavo and Chris Brown.
I
But
guess I think I might have heard something about that on Ebro in the morning, but I wasn't paying it no mind.
man, like, so for me, rap more than any other genre of music is all about vibrato, right? It's all about, man, I'm the best. I look the best. I dress the best. I got more money, more bitches than you. My rhyme scheme is better than you. Like, that's the basis of rap. I'm better than you, right? You know what I'm saying? That's battle rap. Like, me and Shot rap against each other. Like, we don't hate each other, but I'm trying to prove that I'm a better rapper than you. When we hoop together, I'm trying to prove that I'm a better hooper than you. We play video games, which we do all the time. I'm trying to prove that I'm better at this game than you are. Like, it's one of those things. Like, that's what you do. That's why they created games. This
Yeah.
to see
Competition.
yeah, competition and stuff like that. So, for J. Cole to be like, I'm cool, it's weighing on my mind, bro. You punched somebody and then was like, bro, I don't want to fight. I'm cool. Like, it's all right. No, bro, you got to stay and take this ass whooping now. You thought it was cool to punch me and get away with it. No, now it's consequences type thing. And so that's kind of, what I think about J. Cole's position. Drake said, not me. I'm staying. And I'm dealing with everybody. And people can say what they want. I know how you feel about Drake.
I ain't got no issues with him. I like some of his songs. I'm good.
Light skin's not scared, bro. He's not scared of whoever. It is what it is. Like, I mean, I will come back, with something. And he came back with his own drop down, and I think it's Give Me 30 or something like that.
I don't know nothing about that.
I think that's the name of it. I can't be all the way sure. But either way, you know what I mean? Like, here's somebody that's like, yeah, I'll take on everybody. So, Future, you said something? Or it was your track that he dissed me on? You get it in this song. Oh, Metro, shut your dumb ass up, shut your whole ass up and keep making beats, nigga. Don't say nothing over here. The Weeknd, you had something to say because you was on the track? Guess what? Something for you
I
too.
heard about that. That's crazy.
Rick
Why?
Ross, you said what? You know what I mean? Yep, you too. I don't care. Everybody I'm spraying the block. Like, if you there and you get hit, you just got hit. You know what I mean? Like, and then Kendrick, like, how you a big stepper in a size 7 men's on? Like, ooh, yeah, bro. Like, get out of here. Like, so Drake, listen, and Drake has always been, for me, third in that list. It's been, for me, as far as rappers, Cole, Kendrick, Drake. That's how I've always thought of them. You flip it if you're talking about hits. So then I would go Drake, Cole, Kendrick. I don't think, what I'm saying, Kendrick has as many cuts on the radio or like that I'm like, I wanted to listen to like that.
What you talking about? Swimming pools?
One.
Motherfucker, what's the other one? Be Humble.
Two.
What is the other one?
King Kunta. 3.
There you go.
DNA. You like DNA?
Of course, yes. DNA,
4.
yeah. That's what they are.
I'm saying, like, that's 4. Like, without even really liking Drake, I can name 10 of his records.
I couldn't.
Stay Scheming, him and Rick Ross. Maybach Music, you know what I'm saying? Him and Rick Ross. The motto, I'm on one, you know what I'm saying? Over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even really like this fool, and I could name, you know what I'm saying, his.
I might be able to name 4. I think I could do 4 for that one.
You lying, because I guaranteed if I played Drake records or him with
You can
him
you
with
can
Nick,
play them and I'll know them, but I don't know the names of them.
you might not know the names of them, but if you play that, you're like, you know a bar from that song. Maybe not 4 bars, but you know a bar.
Maybe, but
Yeah,
say
no,
I'm
maybe. Yeah, see, yeah. But no, but
not
Drake,
about that.
I can appreciate the fact that he understood like what this is. Like, I know, I'm not trying to kill nobody. It's Canada. I'm chilling. But you think I'm soft because I'm light skinned and because I'm this and because I would rather fuck with bitches instead of like be in the club shooting. Yes, like I would rather do it too. Like, so guess what? Everybody gets it now. And I don't like Drake when he's singing. That Drake I can pass on. But when this fool is chopping, spitting bars, hey man,
He alright.
yeah. See, he's in a class by himself, man.
He alright.
He's one of them ones, bro. You got
No,
to give
he's
him.
yeah. A lot of people say he's the goat and all that, or one of the goats and all that. Whatever. Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
he's one of them ones, bro. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I'll definitely give him that, man. We want to make sure okay, so this one is weird because it's a weird space to be in. Because on the one hand, you want to give condolences to families and
My
people
bad.
that love someone that passes on. Um, and you want to try to be respectful ish, you know. Um, then there's the other side that's like, should that be a person that's been respected or be respected at that point? That's something I'll let people argue about. I don't know. If you didn't know who we are talking about, or Orenthal James Simpson, otherwise known as the
Called the
Juice,
government on him.
passed away from cancer on uh, April 10th of this year. So it was a weird thing, bro. It was weird. Like, because on the one hand, like I said, you want to be respectful of not him necessarily, but his family, right? The people that had nothing to do with whatever allegedly happened, that allegedly OJ did. I'm going to keep saying allegedly because this is recording and I don't want to say that, you know.
Can't say none of that.
Yeah.
No. But yeah,
So,
that's some shit. Yeah.
yeah. So the juice is gone. And it's like, man, I haven't watched Naked Gun in a
I'm
long.
glad you brought that up.
So it's been a long time because I'm one of those people that unfortunately, man, I can't get past what people do and still
Mhm.
watch something you did or listen to something you did and be like, bro, I understand how good it is, but I understand I can just stop watching it too. R. Kelly, great example. Nobody is better at R&B music than R. Kelly. Robert Kelly is the greatest R&B artist to ever live. Nobody has created more cuts for himself or others than Robert Kelly. He is scum, and I can't listen to his music anymore. As much as I love his catalog and everything about him, I took it away. Drives my lady crazy. She's like, "Well, it's just music. Respect the artist, not the art, not the artist." You know, and I'm
Well,
like, man,
when it comes to that dude, like he told everything he did in his music anyway, so that's weird.
no, yeah, it was just,
If you think about it,
yeah,
he
it was,
said he said a lot of shit in that music.
no, he definitely did. Some of it is incredibly suggestive, and like you read through the lines, like, oh shit, that doesn't seem right, at that point. So, uh, yeah. So Kells is one of those people that I still can't listen to. It's weird cuts, and I want to, and I want to sing along, and I want to, but can't do it. Man, I couldn't watch Naked Gun. Uh,
Uh,
I couldn't watch Naked Gun, and then I watched it the other day and cracked up because the shit is funny, bro. Like, yeah. I mean, do you remember any of the Any of the OJ shit?
On the Naked Gun?
No, just in general.
Oh, yeah, I was man, I don't even wanna tell you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You mean like the trial and all that or just growing up? Like, yeah.
Any part of it.
I know, yeah, I remember a whole lot. I wrote yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that we're old enough to look back and say that we saw like some crazy ass shit like
I think
you
I
know
was in, like, 6th grade.
yeah I was yeah we were sixth grade, we were seventh grade when we heard the verdict. They played it for us in class, one day, and it was like fuck is going on and everything. They bought the TV in the gym class and was like, man, what are we watching? Watching, Above the Rim or something today? Like, so they turned on the OJ trial and we watched it. And mind you, I went to a school that was kind of diverse, but had more black kids than white kids.
Mhm.
And they're talking to the here comes the verdict. All the black people in the class. Oh, yes. All the white kids. Oh, it's bullshit, man. I was sitting next to this kid named Jeremy. And Jeremy was cool, but Jeremy tried to act like a black kid, but he's one of those dudes. And it was like, oh, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. It was like, man. But thinking back, yeah, it kind of was. Like, if you see how bad those prosecutors messed up that trial, if you see how many things that they just like so incompetent, everybody should have been. I think everybody. I don't know if they were fired or if they were fired afterwards, but as I watched like a lot of this OJ stuff, watched it back and was like, yo, these people they just really dropped the ball on this whole thing. It's like this fool should have went to jail the first time.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
Like
That's fucked
the
up.
the mountain of evidence they had was crazy. Like that's somebody you're supposed to go to jail. Like somebody has that much evidence on you from DNA to everything. Like you got to go to jail. And they flubbed it. And they couldn't, they couldn't make it stick with the right people that he should be going to jail. So that
The
was
glove
crazy.
didn't fit. I think that's what they said, right? The
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 glove
glove
didn't fit. You must have
didn't.
quit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't know. Did you see the Cuba OJ movie
I
or the
I
series?
tried to. I don't think I finished it. I started it. I don't think
Bro,
I finished it.
go back and watch that. It's actually not. It's actually very, very good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go back and watch that. I don't think it doesn't tell everything, but just
Mhm.
there's a kind of get the gist of what it was. But
Yeah.
um, let me ask you this. I'm gonna put you in a scenario. I'll put you in this position.
Uh,
It's 1995,
mhm,
right? 94. You're just coming off of the biggest riots that your town has ever seen.
mhm.
And it's all because police officers were found beating on a unarmed black driver late at night, defenseless, just being beaten down. All those people were presumed innocent, and after that, they burned your city down. Now you're the district attorney, or you're whatever, the couple years later, and one of the most beloved black superstars in the world, as far as your sports world, has just been committed of a double murder, or just been, convicted of
Uh,
a not convicted, but excuse me,
accused.
excused of a double murder. If there is a chance that you vote him not guilty or guilty, there's a good chance they burn your city down again. You saw what they could do the first time. You don't have enough police to be able to stop that happening everywhere. Do you still vote him guilty? Because I think that's the only reason that happened. If it wasn't for if they were in San Diego or if they were anywhere else, I think that wouldn't have happened. But the fact that it was in LA, in Los Angeles, after Rodney King, 2 years after that and everything, and if you convict this man of murder because they fucked up everything on this investigation,
Mhm.
I have to tell him, man, we got to make sure that he walks.
That's an interesting theory. Interesting.
There's no way he can go free. Oh, well, there's no way he. We got to figure something out, but we can get him on something later, which they did. And OJ did end up going to jail eventually. Was there for 15 years.
yeah, he was in there for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was 15, but I know he was in there for a minute.
And my dude was on. He was on Cam and Mace's show. He used to be
He
on there.
was. He was. And guess what, man?
They sad about this shit too, man.
I hated watching it, but OJ was funny. And
Yeah,
OJ was like, and it was like, God damn it, this is what they were talking about. Everybody said you were so fucking cool, bro. And like he was just, jovial and all these other like kind of like OJ was you have to learn how to walk a walk, and he did that, and I think he learned how to do it too good. Because he was able to walk away from a lot of domestic violence things and ultimately a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he was still a great football player, if that means anything.
Mhm.
He was really good at that for, a long time, but OJ's gone. Rest in peace. I don't know if they should be looking at his brain for CTE. Like that would be the first thing I would donate his brain to science, and I would say like I guarantee that's what it was for OJ. I almost guarantee.
Possibility.
Wasn't that what it was for Chris Benoit?
That's what they say. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like a wrestler is the one that said it. So remember Chris Nowinski?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
he's the one that's in charge of the concussion stuff, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yep, yep.
yeah. So yeah, man. Like I guarantee you look at OJ's brain. It's like, oh yeah, his shit was fucked up. Like so, the juice is loose now. And it's one of those things. But I wanted to ask Shad, and I talked about it a little earlier. Man, tell me why a nigga's
Whoa,
over here emotional about a cartoon,
yo,
watching stuff like heartbroken. Like, did that just
they
happen, bro?
they be doing people so dirty, man. That was fucked up.
Number
Uh,
one, okay, so spoiler alert. If you haven't started watching, number one, like start watching it. At least go read some reviews of what it's been like, bro. But man, I think they have done such a good job on X-Men '97. I really, really do. Number one, Gambit has always been my favorite X-Men.
yeah, I
Um,
wouldn't say he was my favorite, but I liked him. He was dope as shit.
Gambit was always my guy, especially based on the cartoon and the video and the arcade game.
Hmm.
Gambit was my dude, bro. So to see him in the show again or on anything, the one time he was in any of the X-Men movies or the Wolverine, like, or was it Origins? Yeah,
Yeah,
X-Men Origins or whatever.
yeah,
Trash, so this is an opportunity to really bring back that character in something else. Hopefully it morphs into more. I heard he's going to be in the new Deadpool.
There's supposed to be a lot of people in that.
Yeah,
A
so
lot of people in that.
yeah, I hope there is, man. But
And it might have been Channing Tatum. They keep saying that they were trying to get him for that role.
okay, well, that could work. I want somebody from the Bayou, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me somebody that can give me that accent. Like, that would be good, man. But as far as like the show and the idea behind the show and everything like that, I was like, man, I thought it was brilliant. I think it picks up where some of the comics leave off after Professor X passes away
Yeah,
or is assassinated, and so
yeah,
you know Magneto's the man. Like I'm in charge. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, but it's still Magneto. So you gotta,
He
what I'm saying, kind
been
of,
he been he been stretching Rogue, man. What's up?
yeah. Oh man, he's been. Hey man, Rogue has always been thick though, bro. Like what I
Yeah,
mean. It's weird that they could make like cartoon characters, even as a kid, going through whatever puberty. Like man, Rogue is looking real good in those, Oh, but yeah, man. So far I think it's great. Have you seen the newest episode?
I saw last week's episode. I haven't seen today's. Well, Wednesdays. Yes, I haven't seen that one yet.
No, I'm about to watch Wednesdays or today's after we kind of wrap up, man. But
Facts.
I
Same here.
think I think this is it's good for nostalgia, but also young kids that still like cartoons and stuff like that. This is good for them too because it's a brand new story for them. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That they can see. Man, I think they should do this with a lot of shows. Don't give me nothing new. Like I want that same kind of animation that you did back then because that worked. But
Facts.
for instance, Batman the series
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That
that
was a
was
good ass
absolute,
show. What's
I would
up?
absolutely take, kind of a 97 approach to that, you know what I'm saying, if you could. And like that's probably my favorite, like hero cartoon show was great.
Spider-Man was mine. Spider-Man was my shit. Like I watched every episode of that shit, I think,
Does
from the
Darkwing Duck
90s.
count?
Darkwing Duck does not count as a good superhero show. I mean, he was a superhero, but he was incompetent. That wasn't a serious hero.
He wasn't incompetent.
He was somewhat
He
incompetent.
would mess up a little bit, but Darkwing Duck always got it done.
Yeah, he did get it done all the time, but still, he wasn't smooth with it. Like
Man, we're
he
not
was.
talking. We're not talking Inspector Gadget over here. He was just,
That's. I mean, he's still along those lines too, though. But no, Darkwing Duck was dope. Don't get me wrong, he was dope. I
yeah.
like him.
What to say, man? I know you're not gonna hate on Darkwing Duck, but
I ain't gonna never gonna hate on
well, wait.
Darkwing
So
Duck.
let me get you get to build your own random X-Men team, right? You get 5. Who are you taking?
From the actual X-Men or from the
They,
whole entire Marvel
they have
universe?
to have been,
'Cause
and they had to have been an X-Men at some point. Maybe
oh,
even
okay.
if they turned.
Okay, no problem. Storm number 1, Cyclops number 2, Jean number 3, uh, hmm, this is okay. Uh, Nightcrawler
Ooh,
number 4. And Magneto number 5. Yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah.
Uh, let's see. Um, okay, so Juggernaut was never an X-Men, right? He was a
He
good guy.
was.
At point.
He
Who was?
was. I think he did join the team at one point. Yeah.
Juggernaut is number 1. Um, I'm taking.
I could check it to confirm, but I think he
I'm,
was.
I'm also taking. If he is, then he's number 1. I'm also taking Nightcrawler. I'm taking Gambit. Um, Magneto because he was one of the original,
Mhm.
and um, Colossus.
So you say Juggernaut? Who else? Nightcrawler,
Juggernaut, Nightcrawler, um, Gambit,
Gambit,
Magneto,
hmm and Colossus.
and yeah,
Uh, that's all right.
yeah, we're gonna do because there's number 1. There's no stopping Colossus. There's no stopping. There is, but uh,
Yeah,
yeah, there's no stopping.
there's
Juggernaut.
no stopping Juggernaut.
You know what I'm
As soon
saying?
as he gets moving, that's a wrap. But no, I
Yeah.
don't think he was an X-Men though. Yeah.
Okay, so Juggernaut wasn't an X-Men, so I'll take him out. Um,
Yes. Oh, let me check again. Hold on.
I'll take him out, and I'll add.
No. Yeah, yeah. He was. Never mind.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Juggernaut was always
I
fresh.
thought so.
Again, it's always the dope characters. They make these like trash ass characters in movies. Like Juggernaut was cool and Deadpool in the second one and
Yeah.
everything, but still, like I feel like he could have been, much because he was Kane Marco, which is a cool ass name in the first place. Was like smart, like a scientist. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff.
Yeah.
He's Professor X's like half brother.
Half brother. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on,
Facts.
man. Like, yeah, this dude is a genius on top of that.
Did you
And I
know
get
his sister's supposed to be the villain in the other movie? This next movie.
who?
Charles's sister. They
Oh,
were.
really?
Yeah, they were supposed to be twins.
I
But something happened in the
There's a
womb.
new movie?
The X-Men Wolverine movie.
I thought he was just
I
kind
mean,
of
I was going to say Deadpool Wolverine movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I thought there was gonna be so it's called Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, that
That's
movie's
kind of
coming
tight.
out in the summer. And I think she's supposed to be the main villain, and it's Charles's sister who like they fought like mentally in the womb and some shit. And I guess Charles like defeated her or some shit, but she came back somehow.
I fought mentally in the womb.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang. Yeah,
But
that's
anyway, yeah, that's that shit. That's supposed to be the plot. I think that might be the plot somehow, some
yeah.
shit, and
So
somewhere in there.
so I'm excited to watch this and probably make me a little burger or something like that,
Yes, that's
and
gonna be tight.
see what's up. I'm excited to check it out. My girl was
Yeah.
like, "Are you really sitting here emotional about a?" And I'm like, "Hey man, if you don't shut up,
Yo, for real,
I'm
man.
going through
Yo,
some stuff." You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here watching like, oh
that was
no,
man.
no,
That was
that's
so
crazy.
terrible.
It's been a long time, and this is why
It was
I
heroic as
enjoy
fuck though.
this is why I enjoy weekly shows still. Like I like to
Mhm,
be able to binge stuff. Like that's
mhm.
fun. Shows that I haven't seen, I want to catch up on, or oh, it's coming back this season. Let me start watching. But I've always enjoyed being excited for something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like being
yeah,
excited for a show to come back on or that comes on weekly. Like everyone's like, why would you be excited for that when you can just watch it all at one time? And then it's like, man, sometime like binging is one thing, but
mhm,
getting the story little by little. We're wrestling fans, so
yeah,
we're used to having stories like kind of
yeah,
small bit by small bit by
yeah.
small bit before
Building over time and shit.
before we actually get to that point. And it's like,
Mhm.
man, episodes that leave you like hanging. It's like, oh shit, like next week is gonna be cracking. Like next week is gonna be crazy. Like so
Right.
I love that stuff. Usually at the end of I can binge watch 5 6 episodes. Like oh shit, that was crazy. But I'm
Yeah.
about to watch the next one right now, so I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna finish it soon,
Mhm,
and that's cool. But man, that anticipation of I remember when we were watching TV younger, like when we were younger, like
mhm.
8 o'clock was on, and whatever it was, we were all watching it. Monday Night
Right.
Raw,
Right.
or excuse me, WCW starts at
Oh
7.
yeah, WCW started at 8 for me, and Raw started at 9.
Yeah, so WCW started at like when they both started at the same time. WCW started 8:57. Come on, 3 minutes earlier just to tell y'all not to go over there,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
not to watch
That
that.
type of shit. Yeah.
But it was just kind of like being ready for that. The TV was already on that channel. No need to turn there. Like as soon as it comes, getting ready for the intro. That we're
Oh
before.
yeah, that is what it was first. I remember. Yeah. Cause wait, didn't they were 2 hours first, and then they went to 3 hours, didn't they?
Then they went to 3 hours.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, because they did
Yeah,
used to come on 3 minutes before Raw. I remember
yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean, like, but just to be able to watch the intro and watch the recap from last week, and this is before the internet really and all that type of shit. So, 8 o'clock or 8:30, the Wonder Years every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
was right there to make
Uh,
sure I would watch it.
Doogie Howser and shit.
Yeah, I was right there because if I miss
Oh,
it,
second going down.
yeah, if I miss it, I just miss it. Like
Right.
there's no rerun or anything like that, at least not now. So if I missed the shit, I just missed it. Like, and so I have to wait to see it again. So yeah, like I kind of like that feeling. And X-Men 97 has me feeling real nostalgic, bro.
Hell yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
That's a great fucking show. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, and that's probably how I'm going to end my night. But yeah, man. So shit, man. Everything good with you, Rashad?
Yeah, everything except this chair, man. I need a new one. I'm sinking. You see me? I keep sinking and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a new one because I'll be moving soon. So I got to find a new setup for how I'm gonna do all the stuff, man. But I think I'm gonna get mics and a whole thing. I want us to look legit, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah, I was looking at that shit. Like, there's other mics that I can get that might be a little bit better. So yeah,
yeah,
I seen that
yeah.
shit.
So it's one of
Uh,
those things. But
and the lighting,
man,
I'm gonna get that shit too.
yeah, I'm gonna also get us like some of those microphone boxes that has like the name of the show right
Oh, that.
there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
just look legit, man.
That'd be dope.
So we'll be putting the show on Facebook soon. Just want to make sure we start building stuff up. If you haven't followed Evolution of Wrestling, please do follow the Facebook page. We'll give you a follow back, and we'll kind of go from there. But Shot, man, it's always good to talk to my guy, bro.
Hell
I
yeah, man.
appreciate these times.
Yes, man. This is dope as hell.
Yeah, man. So, anything planned for the night?
Nah, not really. I might go watch.
It's
Watch
late as
X
fuck
Men. You know,
too,
I gotta
man.
go watch X Men, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
late as fuck too. You got to work in the morning.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
I
what
got time.
time?
Yeah, I definitely gotta watch X Men, but I gotta work at 12. I gotta be there at
Oh
12.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I
It's
got
easy,
time.
easy. We good, man.
Yeah,
So, all right, man. So it looks like we're both want to watch X-Men for the night. I'm gonna go
yeah,
ahead and make me a burger. I might put a hot link on it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
yeah,
want to be indulgent, but we'll see what's up. So we'll see. But for my man Alan Scott, Rashad
yeah.
Taylor, we're gonna holler at y'all, man.